Mr. Gautam Jaiswal. Mr. Jaiswal has been serving in the cyber security industry for the past 15 years. Kaspersky has been serving as a cybersecurity company in many different countries. It has its presence in more than 200 different countries. It has the client presence of 270,000 people, so it has been in the belief of many people. So I believe that this conversation is going to be very productive. So now, without any further ado, let's get into the interview with Mr. Jaiswal.
Sure. So let me a quick introduction about myself. So my name is Gautam Jaiswal, and I head enterprise and corporate business for Kaspersky for western part of India. And as an additional responsibility, I have taken over Nepal. So this is the additional responsibility which I have opted to to handle, and looking at the potential, because I have been with Kaspersky for almost close to 3 years now, and I have been focusing around the businesses in the western part of India, and way back when we started, so the perception about Kaspersky was that Kaspersky is just an antivirus company which is limited to home PC, home computers, the computers that we are using at home. So, so what we have realized that yes, I mean talking about that perception. So I would partially agree to that. It is correct, but that is not 100% correct, right? So that is the perception that we thought when we took over this role at Kaspersky. We thought that we will change the perception, and we will work. I mean, in the corporate and the enterprise segment, one will try and change the perception what has been developed in so many years. And while I started my journey way back in 2020, so we were really not sure where are we heading. But then, I mean, when we started, connecting with the enterprise customer across the vertical, and 2020 was the era. I mean, that was the pandemic era, and I would say that was blessing to Kaspersky. So that was the time where we have got ample opportunity to connect with a lot of the key stakeholder in the companies, and that was the time there were a lot of webinars and virtual session which was happening, because we were going through the lockdown era where everything was work from home, work from anywhere. So that was the time where we have worked very, very hard, and things have fallen in place for us. So the successes that we have seen, I mean, that was the time that we were able to whatever that we thought, I mean, whatever the misunderstanding or misconception about Kaspersky, that we were able to change, and followed by all the successes. So we had some good acquisition also, customer acquisition also. So that was the time, Nepal. So Nepal as a territory was also being handled by someone who were based out of Delhi. So Delhi position was vacant for a long time. So I requested my general manager to give this, because to give Nepal as an additional responsibility to me, because I wanted to because I have done enough work in my territory and I have seen successes. So I wanted to broaden my horizon, and that is how I explored. I have done a lot of analysis around the market in Nepal, and I have realized that there are a lot of potential in Nepal as well. And if we do the right work in Nepal, then definitely, I mean, there is definitely a success. Okay, so with that thought process, so we are here. So I had a few customer meetings also, and was very, very delighted to see the customer excitement, because in so many years, though we are present in this market, but customer has there are very few customer who has actually got an opportunity to you connect with OEM directly in this region. So that was the excitement that I could sense yesterday. And one thing that I realized, if we work very closely with the customer, if we connect closely direct with the customer, so the potential is immense in this the country. So this is the thought with which we are here, and we are exploring all the avenue. And so today is not just we are the beginners in Nepal. So we have existence in Nepal for many years, but I would say that was not the proactive one. That was the reactive one. It's just we have signed up or we have onboarded few partners and our distributors, and we are just leveraging on them, and we are using them as our extended arm. But if you really talk about so direct presence in the territory, that was something which was missing. So that is the gap that we are trying to bridge. And talking about the potential, yesterday, based on the conversation that I had with a few customer, the perception about Kaspersky, still though they are using Kaspersky for many years, but the perception still remains the same, the antivirus, and customer are still using the antivirus. Talking about solution cybersecurity or advanced cybersecurity beyond antivirus, customer are exploring competition solutions. Though we have everything, in our portfolio, that is so unfortunate that customer are not aware. And we take the responsibility about that, because we have not proactively done enough work in the region, and that is where I feel that forget about acquiring new or getting into a new segment or new customer base. Even if we are able to nurture the customer what we have, I think we see enough potential in those customers by doing a lot of upselling, selling new technologies, advanced cybersecurity technology solution, cybersecurity services what we have in our solution portfolio. So yeah, so this is something which we want to I would experiment would not be the right word. It's just we want to work closely with the customer, get the feeler of what all value addition that we can do in this emerging advanced threat scenario. And definitely, we have everything that we can secure the customer. Yeah.
So now you're going to be working in a more proactive manner, right?
That's right. So proactive, yes. So that is the whole agenda. So we are here since yesterday, and we have done the review meeting with the existing setup what we have, followed by a roundtable meeting with the potential business partners. So we are very amazed to see the response that we have received from the partner also, because as I mentioned in the past, we were virtually present in this region. So it is, I think, for the first time they have seen someone from the company, the OEM, coming here and working. Try to explore the avenues around the potentials in the market. Yeah.
That's right. So Kaspersky is a cybersecurity company running for more than 2 decades.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So how has this experience been on kind of preserving one of the most important asset of the country, that is the data, right? So more than 2 decades, how has it been working there?
So Kaspersky is, yes, as you rightly said, we have recently celebrated 25 years in June this year. So Kaspersky is a international cybersecurity brand. Uh, again, as I said, I mean, perception in South Asia. If I talk about South Asia, the territory that we are working, so Kaspersky is known. I mean, is known or perceived as an antivirus,
Right.
but that is the perception. That is the myth that we are trying to change. Okay, talking about Kaspersky cybersecurity portfolio that covers few tools, data protection tools, so which helps to proactively, safeguard data when data is moving out of the organizations. Okay, so again, as I said, I mean, so Kaspersky has a or has a layered approach when it comes to cybersecurity product and the services. So depending upon the maturity of the organization, we go and we position the solution base, the services base what we have. Yeah. So we have everything. I mean, right from the product to the advanced cybersecurity services, penetration testing, threat intelligence services, red teaming services. We have everything that customer need to do the threat intelligence services that I just spoke about. That is more to do with the predictive analysis of the emerging threats. So we, as I said, I mean, we have everything, and we see enough potential in the market. It's just we have to do the right work with the right the base in the market, and I'm sure that the success will follow. Yeah.
So it is a global company kind
Yeah.
of running across 200 different countries.
Yes.
That is itself a huge deal. So how has, what do you think would be the condition of Nepal now that Kaspersky is going to be working proactively now, right?
Sure.
So do you think that the condition of cybersecurity is going to be uplifted in the upcoming years?
So Nepal, as I said, I mean, is also one of the developing country, right? So I'm sure it was quite unfortunate in the past. It has severely got impacted by the earthquake followed by pandemic, and last couple of months we have been hearing about the economy slowdown, but we have been interacting with the key people here. So we are very, very happy to hear that the economy is in the recovery path. Things are getting better. What we have been hearing about a couple of months back. So that itself talk about the positiveness about this country, and of course, I mean, that will open new avenue of the opportunity, right? So I mean, so when we talk about any developing country, that is where the opportunity is, right? That is where the world eyes, right? Why? Because there are new things which are getting established. So that is where it is. We see, and that is where the country is in the radar of cyber criminal. So that is where pioneer cybersecurity players like us comes and play a vital role in in ensuring that the infrastructure is safe and secure by virtue of all the technology, the advanced cybersecurity technology, what we have.
So it is the Kaspersky as a company is offering multiple different services, right? Like for example, Kaspersky antivirus, Kaspersky internet security, endpoint security cloud, hybrid cloud. So can you give us a brief introduction about these services, like a short overview?
Yeah. So again, I would want to mention that Kaspersky, people perceive Kaspersky as just the antivirus company, but that is partially correct. So we are more than antivirus company. So talking about some of our the solution ways, if I talk about my endpoint protection, which is a next generation solution what we have, powered with artificial intelligence and machine learning, and this comes with the significant features like encryption. So you just mentioned about protecting data, right? Data protection. So encryption is the proactive way of securing your data when data is moving out of your organization. So that is one. That is one key features what we have within our features within our product. Besides encryption, we have other features like vulnerability patch management, remote desktop management, asset inventory management. Talking about securing the data center, because data center is something which is very, very vital to any organization, right? So Kaspersky also has a right solution, the dedicated solution to secure the data center, the server which are hosted in the data center, be it as a physical server or a virtual server. So we have a solution which is called Kaspersky Hybrid Cloud Security, that is designed to secure the server, the data center, the platform. I mean, it also supports various OS platform. It is not just limited to Windows operating systems. Yeah.
That's why it is called hybrid.
That is why it is called hybrid cloud security. It supports not just physical server, it supports physical, virtual, and everything, right? Hybrid. Yeah. And the good part about Kaspersky is whatever today the solution and the services that we are talking about, it's all organic. So that is also one of our key strengths. Unlike our competitors who are acquiring companies and merging the tool and on a single platform. So whatever product and the services in Kaspersky that we are talking about is organically developed. So in Kaspersky, 1/3 of the strength in Kaspersky works in R&D. So we invest heavily in the R&D. So doing the right product innovations, development, and whatever product that we are talking about, I mean, my personal experience, basis on the feedback that I have received from some of the large customer that we have acquired and we have been managing, that Kaspersky is absolutely a very, very stable in terms of the operations. I mean, so those are some of the some of our strength. And one thing that I've experienced in Kaspersky, so again, I mean, so if we are at the right place at the right time, so there's no way that we are going to lose. So we always emerge as a winner in that account. So that is the confidence with which I am here today. So as I mentioned, I mean, I can see ample opportunity, potential in this territory as well. So getting new customer is second. Is a second. I mean, the plan that we have made that falls in second in number. The first is that the existing ways that we have, we want to make sure that we want to again visit more frequently, try and meet those customer in person, understand their pain areas, and we'll make it a point that we will invest a lot of time with those customer, making those customer far more stable, and doing selling beside what they are using, because as I said, I mean, we have everything to secure customer from all the aspect. So that is the whole plan, because in any territory when we have to grow, of course there has to be good reference customer as well. So so fortunately it is not just I have to start from scratch. We already have sizable base. It's just we have to nurture them well. We have to make sure that they are with time to come, they become our happy customer, and of course going forward with our strategy, the roadmap that we have set for Nepal. Of course, we will make sure that those customer also talks on our behalf. Yeah.
So getting the feedback that your system is stable is one of the biggest, I think, milestone of the
Yes.
cybersecurity company.
Yes.
Achieve, right? So all of your product has that encryption service that you mentioned.
So my endpoint security, yes, defaults comes with encryptions. Yeah, encryption not just limited to the disk encryptions. So in case if you are copying your data on the external drive, so by virtue of the tool that we have, we can also make sure that while you're copying the data on the external media, so the data is moving securely. So in the event if the external media is lost or stolen, the customer has the peace of mind that the data would not fall in the wrong hand. For customer, probably that would be just the loss of asset, but data is safe. Why? Because data is on a media which is encrypted. So this is one. So disk media encryption and the folder encryptions. So we have lot of data which resides in folder which is tagged as a confidential or contains lot of company confidential data in terms of the financial data or the customer data or the R&D data, right? So it is also important that the folder where those data resides also are encrypted. So by virtue of the folder encryption what we have, we are able to also secure the data which resides. In the event somebody accidentally copies those folder, if the folder is encrypted, so rest assured, so data is safe. So the person, for anyone outsiders, so it is just the junk. So data will not fall into the wrong hand. So that is something which the advantage, and again talking about the so when it comes to any solution or the product or the solution, again before customer take any decision, also one thought which comes is how about the management. So I would say no product is good or bad. Every product is on a similar platform, but talking about the manageability, that is also one important aspect while you take a decision. So as I said, with Kaspersky, the advantage is that so everything is unified. Whatever that we are offering is unified. So single agent can do everything. So you don't have to have too many management console or the dashboard to monitor all the solution, all the policy which are deployed. So it's a single agent, single console by which admin can keep a track and keep a control of everything which is running within the network. So that is the advantage. Yeah, you don't have to rely on too many. You don't have too many agents for whatever the feature and the tool that I spoke about. Everything under a single umbrella. You get everything. Yeah.
So we can have limited tech experts, and then we can have it in our company.
Yes.
So the company
Ease of management is what we call. Yeah, that is also very, very important. So not necessarily that every organization has a skilled resources, right? Even a trained resource with access to the management server should be able to have a good control over everything which is deployed on the machines. Yeah.
So the company is working on the motto of security without borders, right?
Yes.
As you are working in 200 different countries. So what is the most challenging part you think that is going to be dealing here with the cyber criminals here in Nepal?
So again, as I said, so we strongly believed in borderless defense mechanism. Okay, so there's no barrier. So whatever solution that today we are talking about, so those solutions are tested, certified by some of the industry renowned third party evaluators. So be it ransomware, so if you refer to one of the latest report, so we are rated as number one when it comes to ransomware protections. Okay. Similarly, so there are a lot of analysts in the market, third party analysts in the market who does the evaluation around all the options in endpoint security, the data security. So again, if you refer to the recent report with respect to EDR or with respect to endpoint security, so again we are rated as number one in terms of the detection ratio. So that is where we see, though no challenge when it comes to fighting against these the cyber criminals, about the defense mechanism what we have.
So the quantitative data proves that you guys are doing
Yes.
best.
Yes.
Okay, so I also went through the report and found out that the company had found a bug in the Microsoft as well in the last year, I guess, or some kind of that.
So as I said, so there are about 400,000 unique virus we detect every day. So we are talking about a database, a rich database, and see, we are so maybe one good thing about Kaspersky is that though we are known in the market for a lot of good and the bad reason. The bad reason that we are a Russian. So Russian are known for a lot of good thing and bad thing also, right? But so we are the only cybersecurity company which is East, headquartered in East. So talking about my competition, majorly are West. Headquartered in. The origin is West, right? So and we have an operation in China as well. So again, as I said, so we are not just limiting our the database what we have, the viruses, the 400,000 viruses, unique viruses every day that we receive. That is not just limited to a specific territory. So we get the across the globe. So that is the richness about this. Yes, what we have, and that is how we are able to we are able to prove our competence in the sense of, like, we are rated as number one in terms of detection, right? So that is the reason, right? Our database is so rich and so updated that we are able to. And today we are not just talking about signature based protection. So as I mentioned, so our solutions are next generation solutions. So powered with, today we are talking about artificial intelligence and machine learning. So the product are powered with AI and ML, right? And that works on the behavior based analogy today. So even if let's say we encounter some threat which are for which the signature are not in our or updated in our system, but still the solution are intelligent enough to to catch and stop those threats. So again, so besides the product that we are talking about, so we have our threat intelligence services, which works predictive. That predicts about the emerging threat, the upcoming threats, right? So yeah, that helps a lot. So that gives customer that predicts about the emerging threats, the threat which is going to hit the customer, and that helps customer to prepare before actually the threats or customer experience any breaches. So before that, customer is ready with all the loopholes or all the vulnerability which resides in the organizations. So that helps you.
So, what do you think, especially in the case of Nepal, what policies needs to be reformed or what policies needs to be brought for the more safer cyberspace here in Nepal, like to strengthen the cyber security?
So, see, whatever product that we are talking about, so all those products are audited and certified by all third-party auditors. Okay, one. Talking about some of the data protection, the policy. GDPR is something which we talked about, right? Which we often talked about, right? When it comes to data protection. So whatever solution that we are talking about, solution and the services that we are talking about, it's all certified by all leading, auditors, SOC, etc. And the solution are GDPR compliant also. So again, talking about the scenario in Nepal, it is nothing different than what we are seeing in other part of globe. So we will continue to follow and adhere to the policy that has been, yes, has been framed globally. So yeah, so it is going to be the same. So one thing that I strongly believe, that whenever you are working either with or you are connected, so you should work in a way that the customer and the partner believes you as you should have a consultancy approach, not that I being a sales from the sales side, the idea and the intent is just to go and fulfill your career that company, the organization set for you, right? You should act in such a way that customer believes in you, customer take all the input as I said, the consultancy approach that one should have. So that is helping, and that is helping. I've been in cybersecurity industry for almost a decade. So my experience is helping to serving my customer. So yeah, so that is. So again, I would say it's just a fresh start. So yesterday, when we were having a review with our partners and with our distributor, so the discussion started on a note that. So again, we decided that whatever happened in the past, let's not talk about the past. Whatever has happened in the past, what experience and the grievances. Let's start fresh. Let's have a new and a fresh, proactive, strategic approach. Right. That is something that we are working on, and because if we start talking about what has happened in the past, so we are really not sure who, when, and how it happened. And that is an endless discussion. So again, here. So we have received a lot of feedbacks from our channel partners out of the roundtable that we had done yesterday. So we have received a lot of feedback from our channel partner, and that is the key. So some of those, what I want to highlight is enabling people, availability. Availability is the key, right? So that is something, because again, as I said, no product is bad product. So you have to make sure that you have the right foundation. You have to make sure that before you start your journey, you have to make sure that the fundament, that business fundament is there in place. So that is something which, like we are in a discussion, and soon we will draft our strategy also. And before we actually go out on field, start I mean, I'm talking from sales standpoint. We'll make sure that you'll build our foundation strong. So whatever required to make business successful. So that is very, very important. That is that, I mean, what I mean with the foundation of the base is, aligning the right thing, having the right resources, the skill resources. So that is our focus, and that is something which we are going to be focusing going forward. And I think that should not take time, because once you have a strategy and the thought process in place, it's just a matter of time. So that is something which we are very, very serious about. And of course, once that is there in place, and of course rest thing will start falling in place. Yeah, so that is the thought process, and that is the strategy that we have thought and we have discussed, and we are just making our execution plan. So that is where we stand right now. So as I said, I mean, there are two things. One, the enriched database that we have in the backend. So that, of course, that helps to sense what is the suspicious about the traffic what we get every day, right? That is one. Secondly, we have some significant features that we have built in with the product, and that helps to fight against ransomware. So that feature understand all the techniques what cyber criminal uses to for ransomware breaches and the attacks. So yeah, so the product are powered with all those intelligence, and that actually helps to prevent ransomware. Yeah, so and the recent report talks about that speaks about that. Yeah.
So with this, we have come to the end of the interview. So at last, would you like to say anything else to our audience?
So thank you so much for believing in us, trusting us. So as I said, I mean, Kaspersky is a very, very experienced multinational cyber security company, and committed to secure your your business that you are setting up. So my request would be just believe in us, and we are doing all the right thing. We are putting all the right strategy in place, and we'll make sure that again, I mean, you will not regret working with us in whatever way, whatever mean. Thank you so much.